but like there just aren't as many players anymore. It's a little bit sad how the Japanese scene has shrunk over time, which is why it's really cool that we actually do get a player from Japan. I can't say the same for like I want to say Sorius from Mongolia, for example, where like he's gone, papi. You know that's he was the only player there, and now there's nothing left. It's yours.
I played Dota with him the other day.
Yeah.
I'm helping keeping him away from StarCraft.
You're killing the scene, papi. You're killing the scene.
Oh no. But here we are in the alive and kicking scene, and here in the bottom right hand corner, it is the Terran in the red. It is playing for clan waifu, as they all seem to be these days, Eternity.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Japanese Zerg player himself representing Team GDA. It is Vaisravana. Oh my god.
Alright, so we do have this TVZ starting off in aggressive fashion. This is a very early pull first that he's going for here, and so I think this is a little bit of a mind game on such a big map to go for such an aggressive build.
Yeah, it's something that you really don't expect to see at all. So we'll see how committed he's going to be with this. It is going to be a pool expand, so I expect to only see Lings coming out. A gas is eventually taken, of course, but I'm curious to see if he does end up going into a faster Roach Warren behind this, because he does have the option to do so.
Yeah, there are a lot of different paths that you can go from with this pool first. We have seen players like Lambo going for more economic stars where they throw down a fast third with only 2 Lings, but we do see 6 Lings immediately being started up and pulling straight onto gas as well. So this does look like it's going to be something a little bit more aggressive in the works.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have to see where that gas is being spent, especially if he doesn't pull out after he gets 100 gas for Ling speed. The first 6 Lings are going to be moving out across the map, and Eternity quickly checking here. He is going for an SCV Scout, thankfully.
Yeah, he's going to be careful with that SCV Scout, and he will see that it's a pull first. We'll send that SCV up into the main as well, just to double check what's going on. Does know that all the Lings are gone, but scouting no Roach Warren. He's going to be feeling a little bit safer, and he's just going to sneak this SCV around and keep double checking that Vaisravana is not pulling off this gas just yet.
No, definitely. Meanwhile, the 6 Lings do make it across the map. They do end up bypassing that Reaper in the end, going to be forcing a little bit of a delay on this building CC. Also, to try and chip away at it, is going to head up into this main base, and the wall is not a wall.
Yeah, the wall is not a wall, but fantastic micro so far from Eternity. Just using those SCVs to block a little bit of damage. Will lose that 1 Marine, but taking out the 6 Lings without losing any of his SCVs. Really nicely handled.
Yeah, definitely. That could have been a lot worse here for Eternity, and he has been able to handle himself quite well. He even threw down a bunker just in case. He wasn't sure if there was going to be like a Ling Bane bust or anything behind it, but now that he recognizes that the Lings have stopped, he will salvage.
Yeah, he'll just be able to salvage that bunker, so not too much expended there. It does just keep him safe from anything crazy like a heavy Roach bust. So I do like that he's being extra careful here, just making sure that he crosses T's, dots his I's, and he will be going into a 2cc 111 build here.
Oh, that he will, as again the 111 is on the way. Hasn't gone for any kind of tech lab or any kind of add-on switch yet. And with this Reaper, he even gets into the main base. He confirms no additional gas is going to be mining. There is no follow-up roaches.
Yeah, so just making sure, just being extra safe there. He's going to confirm the 3rd as well, so he knows that there's no extra commitment here, and he will be a little bit behind in his development, but seeing as he's gone for this fast 1-1, he does have some aggressive potential for a timing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we already see the first Hellion moving out here. Unfortunately, a little bit slow to save that Reaper. The Reaper does eventually go down, but the Hellion count is getting higher and higher. We do see the add-on switch here to go into that tech lab, and this is all scouted by Vaisravana.
Yeah, so be scouted. Yeah, I love this by Eternity, just faking out the cloak. So there are a lot of options you can go for here when you fake out this cloak. And seeing he's going for a medevac, I do suspect this might be some kind of Hellbat build.
Who is this, Chappie? Was that Chappie did this to me when he was playing Terran, when he was laddering his Terran. Ay. Oh my god. He's like, there's just no reason not to make a tech lab and fake it out. There's just no reason. Animal.
Yeah, it's true. I do actually remember seeing him do this and thinking it was kind of weird, but it's really good. Like, it's really solid, and you do actually have the option to do what Eternity's doing here and actually still go for the cloak afterwards. This is something that I've seen Gumiho do a little bit recently, where he'll go for the Viking and get the cloak, and it looks like a fake out, and then he gets the Banshees anyway.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a fake out, and then it's just not. He just does it anyway. It's crazy.
A Gumiho build.
Yeah, exactly. Do have a little bit of a Hellion drop here into the main base. Vaisravana unfortunately did not have an Overlord in position. Hellions are going to get into the main, and ooh, they are going to roast up quite a number of drones.
Yeah, lining up those drones and roasting, and that's a lot of drones going down, so definitely catching Vaisravana off guard here. This is a bit more of an old school style, an older way to play with this Hellion drop, and has definitely caught Vaisravana off guard, caught him being a little bit greedy with his Lings as well.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit scared here because the Spore is just thrown down now, especially because of this drop. Vaisravana probably thinks that there isn't going to be a Banshee. Little does he know, there is, and it does have Cloak.
Yeah, that's right, and Will found this third completely undefended. A lot of drones just popping here as well, so he does have the extra spores going down. He is making a third spore as well over at his third. He will be safe from this eventually, but there's a lot of drones still going down for not a huge commitment out of Eternity.
Yeah, it's only a single Banshee. 5 drones go down, a little spine time. At the same time, do you have that drop once again into the main base? Quick hot pick up there, not getting attacked or not sustaining any damage from those Lings, and Eternity has just had just a great opener.
Yeah, the aggression and multitask of Eternity and this slightly offbeat opener has really paid off for him. Definitely caught Vaisravana off guard here, and it does mean that Eternity finds himself with a nice lead going into the mid game.
Oh yeah, a very nice economic lead behind this. We do see the rest of the racks is being thrown down as well. We're going to be going to medevac production. Unlike our previous Terran player in Kevin Liu, we do see that Eternity isn't skipping out on those tanks. He is going to be relying on them, at least to begin with.
Yeah, especially with these 2cc pushes, it is a little bit more common to go into tanks just because you have slightly less units at the moment. So he's going to have to be extra careful just to make sure that he's defended from any heavy commitment from Vaisravana. But it does look like Vaisravana playing a fairly standard game so far.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. We do see double Evo chambers, we do see Bailing speed on the way, and because everything is looking standard, then it looks like he is going to be a little bit behind here. He's not going to like ramp up and go for any kind of like weird timing to try to make use of his lower drone count. Is just going to try and catch up.
Yeah, and he does snipe out that Banshee as well with the Queens and the Overseer, so nice defense now by Vaisravana.
And meanwhile, here comes that push. One tank isn't too much, but because of the damage earlier, because all the drones had to be replaced and replenished, this base could go down. The Bailings!
Yeah, the Bailing's been jumped right on top of only one of them going down, so he's able to escape with that, but this base is going down, and this is the third base. This is not a fourth base like these pushes would normally target. If this goes down, this is disastrous for Vaisravana.
Exactly, we have a couple of transfuses to keep this alive. Bailing speed just finished up. The Bailing's going to be rolling on in. They connect with the Hellions, but the stutter stepping is going to be good enough. Ooh, one half-decent connection, though.
Yeah, nice target fire with the tanks. He's using the tank to target fire. There's extra Banelings here as well, and the Marines will target them down. Vaisravana had to commit here to defend his third, but things are getting really dicey here, and the reinforcements of Eternity might just spell the end of this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Vaisravana does hold on to that third base in the end, but that was a costly engagement. A lot of Banelings went down. A lot of Queens went down as well. Queens that honestly takes so long to replenish and so long to rebuild. Meanwhile, that second push is here.
Yeah, here are those reinforcements, and there's a lot of medevacs here to heal up all the Marines, so Lings and Queens aren't going to do too much. It's going to be on these Banelings to get good connections.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. 4 Banelings do end up morphing in. They're going to be going off of creep. The splits are going to be good enough, and GG gets called.
GG, the splits are good, and Eternity, he has impressed the waifu this day.
He's fighting for that waifu. He saw Yoga take down Kevin. He's like, no, mate, I know what I want, okay? Oh, God.
Not one to be outdone at all. And that was a very good game coming out from Eternity. I really liked him going for a little bit of an offbeat opening there, and it definitely caught Vaisravana off guard.
Yeah, kind of some fancy moves from the very beginning. Going for that medevac first, still committing to that cloak, but because of the medevac first, he only ever got 1 Banshee. Despite that, though, he dealt so much damage. Vaisravana, again, maybe just being a little bit too greedy, and again, unfortunately, didn't have the Overlord in position to scout that initial Hellion drop.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit unfortunate. We have seen a lot of Zergs recently, Zergs such as Raynor going for a very early creep tumor in the main just to cover the edges of these very large mains in the current map pool. So you can see some of the ways that it can go wrong if you opt not to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It all just kind of fell apart from there, and Eternity just never let up on that aggression. Just kept on going, kept on going, kept on pushing, and now he is one game away from moving on here into that qualifying match.
Yeah, that's right. And one match away, we are going into Tropical Sacrifice. So once again, a little bit of a larger and more macro-orientated map, but Eternity showing in that last game that that's not a problem for him at all.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. It's just that age-old tale, you know, the Zerg. They're just trying to live, man. You know, they just want to survive.
And meanwhile, in the bottom left-hand corner, the man who will not be letting him survive, it is the Taiwanese Terran in the red, representing the waifu. It is Eternity.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Japanese Zerg player himself representing Team GDA. It is Vaisravana. Oh my god.
Yeah, and once again, going for a very aggressive opening. This time, a little bit of a different flavor, going for gas first. This is something that I've been seeing a lot recently from players like 3Point, but going for... Oh, I thought he was going for a second gas there.
Yeah, exactly. I almost half expected it. So this was a, by the way, it was a 14-13, I believe, coming out from Vaisravana. And we do have a couple of options. You were talking about 3Point. 3Point does kind of lend towards a more, I believe it's a Ling Bane kind of all-in style and a Ling Flood behind it. I kind of feel like that's what we're going to be seeing here as well.
Yeah, a lot of these gas first very early pool builds do go into a Bane bust, so quite possible that that's what he'll be looking for here. And I know, especially on this map, that's something that can catch your opponent a little bit off guard. And considering the ramp as well in the main, while that is a good defensive feature, it can also make it very hard to retake your natural.
It really can be, and Vaisravana is kind of taking us for a bit of a loop here because he completely pulls out of gas after 100, so it is only going to be for Ling's speed. Ling's going to be rushing out across the map, bearing in mind that there is no hatchery behind this. It's just pure Lings.
Yeah, it looks like he's been going for, he will be going for a little bit of a pure Ling Flood, and a little bit of an odd build here, so it does look like it's designed to at least just cancel this natural. Which, yeah, seeing the links coming across with the scout does make the correct read here at Eternity, recognizing that this is a dedicated link push, immediately cancels the natural. That's the right decision.
Yeah, the natural does get cancelled very quickly. Meanwhile, Vaisravana is going to expand behind this, but we had just had a massive commitment into these lings. We have, what, 12 lings on the way in total, and yeah, they're not really going to be able to accomplish too much more here. What's interesting is that, okay, there we go. Finally, the CC has been, or is being rebuilt.
Yeah, he has thrown down that CC, but this is fine for the Terran, considering the commitment from the Zerg here, and does unfortunately lose that Reaper out on the map before it can get any extra scouting done. But at the same time, yeah, this natural for the Zerg is so delayed, and that is a lot more significant for a Zerg player than for the Terran.
I 100% agree. So I'm a little bit concerned with, because we committed so much into all these links, it did delay this hatchery in the end. Oh boy, so I do worry a little bit when it comes to how Vaisravana plans to get into this economically. It's possible that he could go into a faster third to try and catch up, or he could try and go for some 2-base play and even try and get into a faster lair. I say that, but he hasn't pulled back into gas.
Yeah, that's right. Still not putting back into gas, so it looks like he will be trying to take a more macro-orientated route to get back into this game, and taking his third quite quickly as well to that effect.
Exactly, here we go. Third hatchery on the way just as the natural finishes up. The SCV scout did spot the drone headed in that direction, so I don't know if Eternity is able to piece 2 and 2 together and if he was looking at if he was looking in time. Regardless, though, he at least confirms the natural.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to confirm that natural going down, and he's going to send these links out to attack as well. That was a nice follow-up SCV scout from Eternity just to get that extra information, and he will be starting to try to take this natural once again, but it's just the one Hellion here, and that's going to be quickly surrounded. Yeah,
the Hellion goes down. The wall is not quite a wall. There is a bunker, but the links, they just run past it.
Yeah, the Lings are running straight in, but a lot of them are going to be going down, and I don't think they're even going to be able to get this SCV. Really nice SCV blocking there by Eternity. Great micro so far.
Yeah, 2 games in a row. This man, he can make use of his boys, and the Hellions pop out. These Lings are going to be cleaned up. At least we get a full scout off. You know, he is able to confirm the 1-1-1 into a faster 3rd TC. Does also confirm that there are no tech labs on the way on either, on anything really. So at least he was able to get that.
Yeah, he does get that extra scouting, but very nice micro coming out from Eternity there, just dealing with that situation and trapping all the Lings as well. So he will recognize this now that there's not too much on the side of Vaisravana, but Vaisravana is going to be throwing down a Roach Warren.
Yeah, I kind of like this. Like, based off of what he's seen, he recognizes, okay, Stim is going to be late. Okay, there's going to be no tanks either. Like, there's going to be no Banshees. You know, what are you going to really have against a Roach timing?
Yeah, that's right, and he will be able to keep himself a little bit safe as well. It is a bit suspicious that the Stim is delayed so much, so it could also just be a safety Roach Warren in case this does lead into mech.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It could be a safety instead, just reading the situation and anticipating mech later on as the Roaches are on the way. I'm keeping my eye on that drone count. Does Vaisravana intend to saturate that 3rd?
Yeah, that is true. This could be a little bit of a fake out with the 3rd going into a very aggressive finisher. And yeah, there we go. We see a lot of Speedlings being started up. So this is a little bit more like the all-in that we saw from Yoga in that first game. Just a little bit of a different path to get there.
Yeah, definitely. But I do think that Vaisravana was able to piece certain things together and recognize the power of this timing, the power of this push as he's coming across the map. There are a lot of Hellions and Marines to defend, but we need more bunkers. Thankfully, we do at least have a Liberator.
Yeah, and this bunker is coming up at the front. We see a 2nd bunker coming up behind this. So Eternity recognizing exactly how serious this situation is right now.
Oh god, exactly. Does end up spotting all these Ravagers being morphed in on the front line as well. They're going to make short work of that Liberator. What else do we have on the way? Sim is only just halfway done.
Yeah, that's right. Stim only halfway done. We're seeing a lot of bios going on those libs, taking those straight down, but these Hellions have been micro to perfection, taking out all of the Lings, and it's just the Ravagers and the reinforcements remaining, but they are starting to break through.
Yeah, they're breaking on through. 1 bunker already goes down. The 2nd is going to go down as well. Boys are being forced off the line. The Viking even lands, and it's not going to be enough. Again, there's just no power units behind this. There's no Banshees, there's no tanks, there is nothing. The Roach Ravager is going to break into the main.
Yeah, the Roach Ravager breaks into the main, and Vaisravana tying things back up. We are now 1-1, and we have ourselves a series.
GG, you know, our Zerg player here, he's not going to take it lying down, okay? He's not like he usually does, okay? He fights back, looking to try and win his own waifu.
Yeah, that's right. He saw that the waifu is on the line, and he says, I'm not letting this go without a fight. You know, I'm putting my name in the hat. I want to be part of the waifu clan at least. I want it to be 5 men fighting for the virtue of the good waifu.
5 man, 1 waifu.
No. We don't need to say it like that, man. Come on.
What do you mean?
Come on, man.
Oh god, yes, they are fighting for the privilege. They are, and oh boy, here we go. We're getting into the ace match already. So quick to get into lobbies. Game number 3.
Yes, straight back into it, and here we have in the bottom left hand corner, it is the Taiwanese Terran in the red, playing for the waifu. It is Eternity.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of data under the sea, we have the Japanese Zerg player himself representing Team GDA. It is Vaisravana. And I have a question for you, Asher. I have a question. As we get into this game, and we can see drones, thankfully. Drones on the way for Vaisravana. Are you familiar with the Terran player Smile?
Yes. I know that he qualified this morning.
He did qualify this morning. Did you know that we had a winner interview with him?
Oh, really?
We had a winner's interview. And he spent a solid 15 minutes talking about VTubers.
Oh no. That's incredible.
About VTubers, about his waifu body pillow, or technically his VTuber body pillow, sure. But I have to wonder, is it a coincidence? You know, we've been talking about these waifus, assuming that they're anime, but could be a VTuber.
Wait, Is this how you get good? Is this how you become a StarCraft Grandmaster?
I hope not.
The path has been laid out for you, like, you know what you have to do.
Oh no, not like this, Papi, not like this. I guess I'm never gonna get good. it's never gonna. I refuse, Papi. I refuse.
Hey.
Oh boy. So yeah, if you guys want to tune into the VTuber waifu interview with Smile, check out the VODs. it was an eye-opening experience.
That sounds fantastic. But meanwhile, we do have pretty standard openers coming out here. So Eternity once again going for that scout, just going to make sure that everything is quite normal here on the side of Vaisravana, especially Vaisravana showing that he is happy to go for some slightly more cheesy openings, but things are looking pretty standard here. And we do see that second gas as well going down for the Terran. So going to be going for one of those 2 CC builds once again.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, again, when it comes to that previous game, I do think that a lot of it did come down to the scouting information of Vaisravana, so it was really great to see him adapt on the fly to what his opponent was doing, smell weakness, and just go for it, have that killer instinct. So we'll see if he's able to make use of that again. Meanwhile, as you were saying, Eternity getting into a much more regular game, and based off of what we saw, you know, that's kind of where he can really excel, as
It does look like this Overlord not quite in the right position here, but Eternity, he is graceful. He is going to let that one live. Does look like he's just rerouting the Marine towards the main to cover the scouting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he is he's just giving us a bone, Asher. He's like,
What are you trying to say?
Do I want to just kill this Overlord here for Vaisravana? No, I don't want to hurt him that much. Okay, he's being nice. He's being nice.
Like, man, I'll kill her later. Like, they're all going down at some point.
Like he's already dead.
You ever thought about that? Like, what happens after a StarCraft game? Because, you know, we leave the map, we're leaving it, but the war rages on. Does the Terran just stay and kill everything?
They do that anyway, yeah. Yes, that's what happens. They colonize, mate. That's what they do. Oh, Asher? No! Papi! Speaking of Terran, unfortunately, it looks like I have lost Asher both in game and in Discord. Oh, as it looks like. Oh, actually, we may not have lost him. It looks like he is still here in game, and Asher is rejoining me.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I
just had a small crash and my computer somehow caught it and it's kept me in the game. So
okay, we're good. Stay with me, Papi. Stay with me. You're like, what happens when the Terran leaves? And then you leave. I was like, no, you didn't need to prove your point, Asher. What are you doing?
Jokes, see ya.
Oh god. As we are getting into this game, and we have a very similar opener, we do see the 1-1-1 into the Banshee. Overlord is going to scout this, but this time we're actually making a Banshee.
Yeah, we are actually making a Banshee, and we've got buildings and add-ons in very weird configuration. I don't usually see this. It does look like he's just going to be skipping out a little bit on those early Hellions to get some faster Marine production.
Yeah, I agree. The SimCity in the main base is odd, to say the least, here for Eternity. But you know, if it works, it works. The first Banshee went across the map, and it was deterred here by Vaisravana. We do have plenty of spores in position. At the same time, Hellions try to dip in towards that third base, and ooh, they get surrounded.
Yeah, the Hellions being taken down there, so a little bit unfortunate, and good job by Vaisravana there with the Ling movement. Does manage to take out a lot of those, and will send himself across the map just to delay any third being taken.
Exactly, there is a third, but it's still being made here in the main base. A little bit, I guess, a little bit delayed in that certain respect. Lings do pop in towards the natural, but again, the wall is a wall.
Yeah, the wall is indeed a wall, and it's all depots as well, so that does signify that things have been a little bit delayed on the side of Eternity. Normally you would have maybe the CC going in there, but looks like he kind of does things his own way, you know, so we love to see that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, purposefully delaying it for, for more tech, I imagine, or for more of those units. We do see the Banshee slipping in between the bases. 2 drones go down. He did take a lot of hits, though. Again, just kind of bobbing and weaving in between all 3 of these hatcheries. Thankfully, though, both Banshees do survive.
Yeah, both Banshees surviving there. We'll be able to get those out. We'll be able to get them back and heal them up a little bit. Get a bit more map control. We'll be able to do things like this, just scouting the movement of the Lings, and that is a very good way that you can just make a bit more use of the Banshees going into the mid game.
Definitely, even just making sure to pick off any kind of stray active creep tumors as well. Meanwhile, Eternity has finally taken that 3rd base. It is finally here on location. Tanks are being rotated over as well. That's the other thing to point out, is that again, he isn't playing with Widowmines like he did earlier. The first handful of medevacs are coming out, and that is going to signify kind of his opportunity to move out with his Marines.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, these Banshees over here just being very annoying. They are actually going to get a kill on this 4th.
Maybe he should have killed that Overlord. I don't. Oh my god. Jesus, something that really should never happen here. A kill on the 4th base. Ay.
Yeah, Eternity, he's not going to take that last game lying down. He is angry, and he's using the most, getting the most he can out of his units, and just continuing to delay this 4th. This double drop as well, just heading out towards the 4th, but a little bit of a poke in here. Eternity wise to it.
Yeah, he is wise to it. Meanwhile, these Banshees are doing a great job at just distracting every single one of these Queens. They're here at the natural, leaving this 4th base so exposed, and once again, the Eternity is going to come in, and hopefully this time we get a cancel.
Yeah, the Queens are pulled away, and we did get the cancel this time, so not being as greedy this time, but Eternity is going to start to trade out with these Lings as well, so keeping all these Marines alive just being such a nuisance with this double drop.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we could have criticized him for having a bit of a later 3rd CC, but at the moment it doesn't matter, just because of how late this 4th is. Meanwhile, the Banshees are still here in that dead space. It looks like 1 Banshee was picked off, but there's still another one here, just forcing Vaisravana to leave a couple of these Queens in position. Oof. As they almost get another kill on that Banshee.
Yeah, that Banshee will go over to the dramatic lights in the corner, but meanwhile there's a little bit too much going on here. We have the drop going on up in the left, and over the right here we have a drop going straight into the main, and that will jump on this Queen right away. The drones have to be pulled.
Oh, exactly. The Queen barely manages to survive, but I can't say the same for the Sporting Pool as it gets focused down.
Yeah, the pool immediately focused down, and that will put a delay on the Ling production. Meanwhile, there's more of an attack on this 4th here, and this 4th still is not able to get up. It's been delayed so much this game.
Exactly. That drop heads over towards the natural base as well. At the same time, the drop that was in the main is headed towards the 3rd. Just right now, it's already pulling Vaisravana apart. Every single Ling goes down. Oh no.
Yeah, huge damage there, taking all the Lings, and is on top of the drones now, and it's too much damage. GG is called.
GG, well played. A little bit of a slower start here from Eternity compared to game number 1, but once he gets going, he can't be stopped, mate. It's the drops, the Banshees as well. He's just all over the map, doing such a great job at being tentative and taking care of said drops, being as efficient as possible.
Yeah, doing such a fantastic job there and getting the win in convincing fashion.
Yeah, GG, well played, as we just report the scores to our lovely admins. And this means that Eternity is going to move on here to face his teammate in the qualifying match.
2-1.
Oh. Sorry.
Here, just have that correction in the chat. Vaisravana, of course, getting that nice win with the Roach Ling all in there, but it wasn't enough to be able to take Eternity out in the best of 3, and yeah, he will be going through here.
Yeah, exactly. Where there is another Zerg player waiting for him in that qualifying match. A teammate. We were talking about how, maybe Vaisravana saw the waifu, was entranced by the waifu, and wanted a part of that, wanted to also kind of put his life on the line. But alas, he wasn't able to do so. He wasn't able to join the ranks of Eternity and Yogur. They're still going to be fighting it out there in that qualifying match.
Yeah, that's right. The story has come full circle, and now we have the ultimate waifu showdown. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my god, now's probably a good opportunity to just take a moment to refresh and have a look at the bracket. But as I do have a look at the bracket, I also want to give a special shout out to a couple of people in the chat, because we have been getting a couple of raids. We were in the middle of the game, so we weren't able to, again, just give too much attention to them. But a massive shout out to both Deathsbane, AU, and to Babylings. Thank you so much to the both of you for those raids. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate those raids, guys. Hope you had a good stream and hope you're enjoying the TVZ madness.
Oh yeah, we've had some really entertaining games so far, really explosive, really high intensity games, and I'm sure we're going to get more of them in our next series. But yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Taiwan Hong Kong Open Qualifier number 2. As a reminder, the last chance for these players to qualify for the closed qualifier.